You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
All right. Hello, all you ungrateful people, not fans of Utopia, I guess, or I don't know, modern British television or conspiracy television. I don't know. But so you'll be happy to hear this will be our last episode about Utopia, unless unless our videos start getting some more views or something. Maybe we could do season 2. But hey, Jim.
Hey, Jason, yeah, you guys are really hurting us. Just really,
Yeah.
3 views. You people can do better than that. Jeez.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe it could be YouTube kind of shadow banning us. Utopia does, I mean, no joke, deal with some very sensitive issues that we all know that major platforms do not like having a lot of discussion. I thought maybe, in the, post 2023, 2024, things loosened up a little bit. You're allowed to discuss this stuff. Maybe not. I don't know. Or maybe you guys just hate Utopia. But yeah, we are a long way away from when we used to get hundreds of views on a classic Doctor Who. But anyway, this week we watched the season finale, episode 6 of season 1 of Utopia. Wrapped up a lot of stuff, but does end on a cliffhanger.
It does, yes. We have much work. We have much work to do, or a lot of work to do.
Right, and there is a season 2, which I watched, but being an old senile person, I don't remember a lot from season 2. And even if you guys don't want to hear about it, I may go ahead and watch it again because I thought the finale of season 1 was very strong. I enjoyed it. It was probably the best episode of the season, in my opinion.
It was very good. It's a very well done show. It's very well acted, very well written, and I enjoyed it too. But yeah, parts of it can be hard to watch, like towards the middle of episode 6, season 1. He's like, if you don't tell me what I want to know, we're going to torture your mother. And I was like, geez, wow, it's really some dark stuff. But I think my favorite character is Grant because he's just wow, to do that at his age.
Yeah, Grant. He shoulders a lot of the burden of this episode.
He does.
He's captured, and I don't remember the exact context, but he's got part of the comic book manuscript is torn, I believe,
yes.
And he's got to try to remember the numbers that were there, which is kind of a ridiculous thing to. I mean, who could remember that? But the pharmaceutical guy, I cannot remember his name, but he mentions mnemonics theory or something that if you saw it, then it's stored in your brain somewhere. And apparently Grant begins reciting some of these lost numbers, which are important for something. I don't even remember what. Maybe to help them create this or recreate this molecule, this virus or bacteria, whatever it is, the Janus germ, the Janus virus, I believe.
It was some sort of I think it was I forget what the numbers meant, but yeah, I guess it's some sort of equation to I don't know.
So I mean,
develop this,
Yeah, so Grant is being held prisoner by the top pharmaceutical guy. We've decided that our gang has collected some evidence that now they've decided this guy, the head of the pharmaceutical company, is Mr. Rabbit. And
yes,
and in one of the most unbelievable scenes in all of television history. Well, first of all, I was noticing, there's a MacBook figures strongly in this scene. They're making Grant watch surveillance videos of his mom on a MacBook. And the first thing I thought was wow, I mean, this episode's more than 10 years old. MacBooks have not changed that much in this time.
No, not really. No.
It looks very similar. I mean, they covered up the Apple, but on the other hand, Grant takes like a battery panel off, which is totally baloney. I mean, did Apple's have like a replaceable battery back then?
I see. I never owned a Mac. I'm not sure. I would say yes, but I thought it was more of what he had was more of like a. Seemed like it was like a hard plastic. It looked like.
But I mean, my point is that like Apple is really infamous for not letting you get into their products. You know, like you can't change a battery on an iPod or an iPhone or anything. And I mean, yeah, and I use a MacBook for work, a MacBook Air, and I can pretty much guarantee you there's no way to get at that battery. So that's just my point. It was a little bit suspension of disbelief that Grant was able to take the battery panel off to which he then fashions into a shiv.
Yes.
And murders his captor.
Yep.
And discovers the Chinese character
on his chest,
carved into his torso, and so and they had kind of spelled it out as early as like the second episode, I think, or maybe it was Milner who said, the comic book manuscript has the secret to Mr. Rabbit's identity, and so that's the key to everything. We got to find out who Mr. Rabbit is, and everything will be fine. This whole vast conspiracy will end. The threat to the world will be over. And we went through most of the series thinking that is kind of like the principle of the show. Everyone's after the comic book because they're trying to protect the identity of Mr. Rabbit. Meanwhile, Wilson is still being flaky, right?
Yes.
He comes very close to like betraying everyone. Then there's moments where it kind of seems like he's back on board, but Wilson has really come to sympathize with the conspirators. He's into sterilizing the human race because he thinks they're right to do that. That overpopulation is going to be horrible for humanity. And so now he is on board with depopulation, sterilization.
It kind of surprised me what they did to him, and I'm surprised he kind of had the change of heart. But I'm also surprised that after the damage he took to his eye from those guys who were torturing him, I guess now he can see out of the other eye. I guess now because he was reading the manuscript. I assumed like his sight was just completely but I guess it came back. Or he said he could see shadows and colors, but not read anything. But
that was when his sight was recovering.
Okay.
Sight in the one eye he's got left, it did come back.
Okay.
It took a few days, I'm sure, after that ordeal.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. That was hard to,
And so I think it's revealed Dugdale's role in the big conspiracy is that he has to sign off on some sort of trial, a safety trial, and so he's told to basically go do it. You don't have any choice. We need your signature. You have to go and do that. But that reveals to Dugdale where the warehouse with all the doses are, or where the warehouse is, I should say, with all the doses. So the gang now knows where it is, and they plan to go and burn the warehouse down, save the world. And some pretty cool scenes to do with that.
Yeah, no, some really great actions. No, it's a very well done show. I guess I don't know, maybe getting older has when I was a teen, I would definitely eat up the hyperviolence and the cutting of the eye and torturing the kids or threatening to torture the kids, the mother right in front of him. But I guess now that I'm getting older, I'm kind of like, I just seem to get maybe, it's strange. It's strange. I did enjoy the series, but I, was seeing it through a 50-year-old's eyes rather than like a 19-year-old's eyes. Just I felt like, that's really, they didn't need to show that or do that. So,
for sure. I don't think that's strange at all. I mean, I feel the same way. I used to, if I heard a movie was like really super violent or something. I
Yeah,
mean, I
we loved it.
yeah, I made an effort to go see it. I mean, if something kind of, said like it was kind of banned or only available as a bootleg or whatever because it's so violent. Oh yeah, I wanted to see it, but yeah, now not so much. And I mean, the supposed Mr. Rabbit dies quite violently and gorily, and I mean, I'm all right with it because he's he's a bad guy, even though there's still some
Yeah,
twists and turns to go. He's a terrible bad guy, and I can put up with a
yeah.
little bit of that.
And Grant being the one to do it, just I
Yeah,
thought that was
Grant has become quite sympathetic. You can see he's the scrappy little underdog. So sure, it makes sense that he takes out the great villain guy who has been like totally amoral, killing anyone who got in his way or stopped being useful to him. And at this moment, we think he's Mr. Rabbit, the grand villain of the whole thing, orchestrating everything. Eventually, the near destruction of the human race, if his plan goes correctly. He's a regular Ozymandias type.
yes.
So, let's see. It's kind of neat how Alice puts together the pages of the manuscript. Seems to make a a map of the molecule, the Janus molecule or virus or whatever. Seems maybe to be like sort of a formula, show the the shape of the molecule. That maybe that putting the manuscript in a certain, maybe that's why the manuscript is so important, because it is like a key to this doomsday weapon. The net, or not the network. The network supposedly has been fighting against this doomsday weapon, but Carvel, Jessica Hyde's father, and everything, and Mr. Rabbit, they were working to create this doomsday weapon, and maybe that the comic book is a map of that.
Yeah, it's possible. I wonder, have they ever done a comic series of this, or
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so just the show. This is 2 seasons.
Yeah,
Which
2
is probably,
seasons of the show plus an Amazon adaptation.
Okay, and there was, I think, an American, or is that what you talk? Sorry, is that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Amazon? That's the American. Okay, the U.S. version.
Amazon adapted it, made an American version of it, which came out right in 2020, and they put some things in that show that really predicted things that happened in 2020. It was pretty weird. It was, I mean, some of us were watching this like, how the hell did this ever get on the air? Because this was a fictional show that seemed to be commenting on current events in 2020, even though the show had obviously been made a few years earlier, or at least months earlier, whatever the timeline is for making a show, and then maybe realizing, we've made a show about a pandemic, and now the same pandemic is really happening in the real world, and they ended up releasing it right in the middle of it, during the time when everyone was watching Joe Exotic and everything. There wasn't much to do except watch television, and I remember Tiger King being one of the biggest things people watched.
And then I saw a few months after, the kind of I guess like loosening restrictions after COVID. Somebody made like a menu, had some bar had a shot that said it was called That Bitch Carol Baskin.
Right. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that the whole Tiger King mania just totally went away. You would think there would be, I mean, even like say Jersey Shore, that lasted for seasons.
Yes. Even
so, like, I mean, I would say Joe Exotic was kind of on par with Jersey Shore, just kind of like a freak show of a reality show of total wackos. And I mean, I think Jersey Shore might still be going on. I think it gets revived every once in a while, sometimes not even on MTV, but yeah, Joe Exotic pretty much just went away after that one miniseries. I guess maybe because he's in jail.
Maybe had 15 minutes and
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're in jail, there's not that much you can do.
See, he wasn't. Carol Baskin was in Florida, not him. He was in Texas, or where was he based out of?
I think
Joe Exotic.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay, because yeah, I don't know what it is with the Florida and people with weird pets, but there was a guy that had a pet cassowary, and I don't know how he got it. I guess cassowaries are us, or I don't know, but I don't know if you know they're like these very large, aggressive birds that really aren't meant for pets at all. But this guy
Yeah.
had one,
Yeah.
and it killed him.
Oh,
And
really?
the guy's 911 calls on YouTube, and you hear his last words are, "I'm bleeding to death," and then you hear this gurgling and this silence. But
Oh,
they could have
jeez.
done a show about that guy called Cassowary Czar or something like that. Just doing
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you have cassowaries or just like yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was that lady, I want to say a few years ago, but it was over 10. I mean, I hate to think maybe it was even 20 years ago. Lady got her face ripped off by her pet chimpanzee.
Jeez.
She got famous for having a face transplant. I guess
Wow.
so yeah, so
I didn't
it's
know they
like,
could do that. Okay, I guess they can.
well, it was a big deal, and maybe you can't really do it because you don't hear much about face transplants
Yeah.
since then. But yeah, like chimpanzees are very strong, and they're not good pets. So I
No.
guess this lady had her face ripped off by one. They transplanted a face on her, but yeah, you don't hear anything about that. I wonder, either maybe it just didn't work that well. Maybe people were just kind of squeamish about donating your face, having a dead person's face grafted onto your skull. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I just like to just make a photocopy of my old one and just staple it on me. I'm fine. I'm good to go. I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm thinking like a Hellraiser kind of scenario here.
It's like ow, 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 ow.
All right. So
Probably got off a little topic there.
yeah. All right. And so of
Yeah.
course, a few episodes ago, we met Milner, who's some sort of intelligence agent.
Yes.
Who is really helpful to our gang. Always helps them out. There's like a one scene where it looks like she's about to execute them all, and she's like, "Oh, grow up! I'm here to help you. Why do you guys are always so nervous around me?" And she helps them burn down the warehouse. They seem to destroy the threat to humanity. And then she has a meeting with Jessica Hyde. And, it occurred to me, I think we commented earlier how Mr. Rabbit was kind of like, not Rollo Tomasi. Who's the name of the character from The Usual Suspects?
Kaiser Sose.
Yeah, see, there were some Kaiser Soze similarities. And this scene was very influenced by Usual Suspects. Jessica Hyde is like sitting in Milner's office, looking around, sees a rock on Milner's desk. Remember something Arby told her, which also is an interesting point. Arby's not in this episode at all.
No.
So it was an interesting choice. He's like such a major part of the show. He disappears for this episode. But yeah, Jessica Hyde is just sitting there by herself and has an epiphany that it's actually Milner who is Mr. Rabbit. And it's also similar because in The Usual Suspects, the way we know all about Kaiser Soze is that, what's his name? Kaiser Soze himself, in his secret identity, tells all the characters all about Kaiser Soze. And that's the same thing that happens with, what's her name? I want to say Milliband's. That's not her name. I just said her name.
Milner?
Milner, yes, Milner. Milner is the one who told us all about Mr. Rabbit, and so it kind of fits that it turns out to actually be her.
Yes.
And she and then she reveals all the stuff about the manuscript, the comic book. It was just all a red herring. It really was not important at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole point was they wanted Jessica Hyde, And so they made a big deal out of the manuscript because they knew that Jessica Hyde would be the one going to get the manuscript. And now she is Mr. Rabbit / Milner's prisoner. And that's not all. It's like the reason why Jessica Hyde is so important. Would you like to reveal that important information?
Yes. He called you his greatest creation, and he wasn't lying. She takes a bit of blood, so it's in her blood.
Yes. They're calling it the Janus molecule or the Janus virus, something like that. Now, I'm not sure, like, Milner helped them burn down the warehouse. And she says, like, those doses weren't that important. So I'm not sure exactly what was in those doses versus what's inside Jessica Hyde. But apparently the real doomsday weapon is in Jessica Hyde. She's now in the hands of Mr. Rabbit. And that's the end of the season.
Yes, it ended very well.
I thought it was a great episode.
Like I said, maybe the best one of the bunch. Folks out there should, go check it out because it is a very good series. It's on Prime.
Yeah, has been on Prime for years. There's a strong cult following. It's an interesting show, and we're only halfway through it. We're going to abandon it now unless we detect some interest. But yeah, there's another 6 episodes, and I remember it gets pretty bonkers. Our main characters. I don't know what happened to Wilson, and to tell you the truth, I don't remember if he's in series 2. But things are not looking good for Becky. As you know, Becky's has something called Deal's syndrome or something like that, and
very seizure-inducing kind of like.
So it looks like she's running out of her medication, and things look quite dire, and a pretty solid 6-episode series. So do you have anything to add to that, Jim?
No, she's like, did I have a fit? Did I have a fit? It's like, no, you're fine. Nothing bad happens. It's like, you're fine.
Yeah, and then I believe she runs off by herself at that point. So
she does, gets on a different train, and right now.
Right, and I don't think I think they established that the medication for her situation is not easy to come by. So the episode about has a victorious ending with good being victorious over evil. Then it turns out it was all fake and things end in a pretty dark manner.
Yes.
But there is a season 2 where I'm sure things will just get darker.
Oh, you know how much darker they can go, but I'm sure they'll find. Yeah. I'm sure they'll find a way. They will find a way.
Yeah, I recall season 2 being quite dark, but quite very, very entertaining, going deeper into the conspiracy. So so I think we've gone on long enough about this. Thank you, Jim.
No problem.
We're going to have a change of pace next week, right?
We are, yes. We're going to go back to Japan, and
awesome.
We're going to revisit a series classic from, it was shown on American TV in 1978, Battle of the Planets.
So we are going to watch the Americanized version,
yes.
Dubbed. And is there any other changes besides being dubbed? Well, I guess we will find out next week.
We won't. Yes, there are many changes. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Well, you guys got to tune in next week.
Yep. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us for this journey through Utopia. Thanks for thank you, Jim, for watching it with me. It was fun to watch for the first time in 6 years. So goodbye, everybody. See you next week.
Everybody. Bye for now. Bye.